and here we welcome the next project called Huddle 01. It's a decentralized video conferencing solution. It's a very interesting concept. So here we have guys from Huddle. Hello, Sir Smith. Are you going to be the presenter?
Yep, I'm going to be the presenter. Let me share my screen. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm very obliged to have on board to speak about Huddle. So we are revolutionizing video conferences using blockchain technology and Web3 technology. So a brief overview about the project. So in current scenarios, there are lack of integrated products for education with low bandwidth and high latency. Now for a person that is learning online, it's a very bad experience because to overcome all of these things, what he actually does is that he takes help from other apps, Slack, WhatsApp, in tandem to Zoom. And overall, this gives a very bad learning experience. So, what are the problems that we are seeing? Why is it happening? So it is because of the centralized internet infrastructure that is not prepared for e-learning. There's low streaming quality with high latency. And there are very inadequate solutions for e-learning space. Provided if someone wants to save any of their data, the data storage pricing is way much high for them to be affordable. Plus, we are all aware about the current privacy and control issues that are out there of internet applications that are actually for these purposes. Now, using decentralization, Huddle aspires to democratize e-learning. So, in decentralization, the centralized servers would be taken out of the picture and it would be replaced by a network of nodes. Nodes that would be community owned and community driven. This would result in high streaming quality and low latency, actually less than 100 milliseconds. This can be entirely adapted for e-learning space because of as it performs higher performance and provides low latency. The Filecoin protocol give us a leverage to provide a cheap economic storage option. So if a person wants to save his notes or videos of his teachers and anything that wants to save, he can store at the cost of a penny. Plus, since the notes would be governed by a protocol, it would be completely secure and host control. Now, as per the current trend that we are actually seeing, there is verticalization of Zoom happening. Right now, for live events, there's AirMeet. For normal daily stand-ups or normal conferencing, there's Zoom on other apps like Google Meet out there. For gaming community, we have Discord. For meeting and dating community, there's Hinge. So there are a couple of apps that are out there. But when we see for education, the app, there's no options out there available. There's where Huddle 01 fits in the picture. So explaining our protocol. So as we had mentioned, we would be actually let's go into the picture how actually a meeting happens in the current scenarios. So what happens in today's time is that suppose me and Vaibhav are doing a meeting. So our audio video packets are routed to a server that is on other land. We don't know where that packets are going. And this is a black box. We don't know what happens to our to our data in that black box, and it comes directly to the other peer. So we see there's a round trip time increases, and since it is on based on top of UDP protocol, the UDP protocol takes a direct hit when there's a larger physical path or there's a larger round trip time. So what we do is that since we can replace this scenario with a community hosted network of nodes. Now me and Vaibhav are doing a meeting. So there would be a node that would directly handle the meeting. And this would cut down the physical path. So round trip time decreases, the latency decreases. And since this node is adhering to a protocol, so it would be completely transparent in this picture, and everyone would be a win-win scenario. The protocol would be governed by a cryptoeconomic game theory, and the governance would be handled by a crypto token. This would be broken down into two pictures: the application layer and the protocol layer. The application layer is currently the Huddle EdTech app, and the protocol layer is the real-time engagement platform. This would only provide real-time audio-video routing, real-time routing of data packets. This data packet can consist of audio, video, and the normal data. Now, this also gives an opportunity for other applications to utilize the performance the Huddle protocol offers, that is less than 100 milliseconds. So suppose if someone from the community wants to build a virtual reality. So in virtual reality, there is an peer A and peer B. They would require to send their data to here, a real-time data to each other. So right now there doesn't exist any protocol or platform to do so. And our protocol would be providing directly that picture. So these the VR app would directly send the crypto tokens and would rent out the service of transferring the audio video packets. And there's a couple of other cool features that that a community can build on. The MetaMask calling, an Ethereum address can directly call to other Ethereum address. A Ethereum address can directly video call to other video. Plus, there are a lot of other apps or imagination app we can build on. The metaverse, the virtual reality, the extended reality, and the current audio video market, the gaming market. Wherever there is a requirement of real-time audio video engagement, the Huddle protocol would be a perfect solution for out there. And since it's a geographically distributed node, so one would always find an option to have a node out of the picture. And the computational consumption of the node would be very low because it would be routing the data packet. So it can be run on a simple Chrome browser also, or a simple laptop also. There would be no hardware requirement as we require in Bitcoin mining case. So traction, the best part is that we are live, and you can check out our application on beta.huddle01.com. Plus, there are lovely people that are building on top of Huddle 01 platform. So vSpy, Footage.live, Surasa, Mintkit, they are few to name. And and if you want to get in touch with the platform and NT integration, contact huddle01.com. And plus, if you're building an application that requires an audio, video, or a real-time meeting in their application, so we have a good surprise for you coming up, and please contact at huddle01.com. Now, we have for our storage solution, we have leveraged Filecoin, and how we are actually leveraging that Filecoin infrastructure. So Vaibhav would be taking over. Thank you.
Yeah. So hello everyone. I'll just talk about how Huddle makes most out of IPFS and Filecoin. So anyone who is trying to have a meet on a platform can record their meetings, and all the meetings which are recorded are by default stored on IPFS, which acts as a hot layer for our storage. And for the cold layer, we are using Filecoin through Filecoin Plus. So Filecoin Plus basically is trying to maximize the amount of useful data that can be stored on Filecoin. So any deals that are being made to Filecoin go through an additional layer of social trust, and the deals are only made to the miners, only made to selected miners who have to sign up first to become a verified miner. And these miners get incentivized heavily because they are taking care of useful and verified data. So in order to submit a verified deal to Filecoin Plus, one needs to get hold of something which is known as a data cap. Data cap basically, is the amount of storage one can make to Filecoin Plus. So this data cap can easily be requested through Filecoin Plus website. And to request the data caps, there are two types of verification one needs to go through. One is automatic verification, wherein you just enter your Filecoin address and you get 32 gigs of Filecoin Plus storage instantly. And the other is general verification, in case like you're looking for terabytes of data cap. For that, you just have to open up an issue on GitHub. So like, since Filecoin Plus was made to store the most valuable and most useful information like of the humanity, the recordings which happen on our platform are mostly educational content. So we thought that it would be like Filecoin Plus would be an ideal fit for it. So all of the operations that happen on our website, on our platform, with respect to Filecoin are taken care with the help of tools such as Textile PowerGate and Textile Bucket, the Textile Hub basically. We have a set of miners added into our PowerGate storage config. So the preference to submit a verified deal through Filecoin Plus would be given to those miners initially. So having Filecoin for cold layer also poses some limitations, like deal can only be made if the file size is greater than 65 megabytes. So in that case, what we do is we basically just store the recordings on IPFS through a textile bucket. So textile bucket is, so Textile provides these different databases on top of IPFS. So there is something called as Textile Threads, which is a NoSQL database, and but it cannot handle large storage. So on top of Threads, they build Textile buckets, which is capable of handling very large files. So with the recordings which are not which the deal for which cannot be made are put into Textile buckets. So whenever anyone visits a platform, starts the recording, only the host has the power to do so. So as soon as he starts the recording, everyone in the room is notified, and the host can stop the recording whenever he wishes to do so. As soon as the recording stops, the first thing which happens under the hood is that the size of the recording file which was created is taken into account. If it is below 65 megabytes, then we store it into in a bucket, and then we just return the CID or the IPFS hash of the recording to the user. But if the size of the file is greater than 65 megabytes, then using PowerGate, we then try to submit a verified deal to all the miners which we have added into our storage config. So while we have added a set of miner IDs, but there are some limitations to this as well. So miners basically, they set minimum and the maximum size of the deal which they can handle, and they need to be online to fulfill a deal. So if all of the deal conditions are satisfied, then only the deal is submitted, and then after the deal goes through, we have the CID of the file and then the job ID. So basically having the data on Filecoin, it takes quite some time. So using job ID, we can just track like what is happening currently. So what's next for us with respect to Filecoin? So we are currently working on having authentication and authorization being set up for our users. So once that is in place, then every user that is signed up on a platform will have a bucket dedicated to him. And as soon as the size of bucket reaches to a certain level, we then plan on archiving this bucket, and it can be stored into Filecoin. So we are live right now. You guys can try it out on beta.huddle01.com or huddle01.crypto. And if you guys need to reach out for anything, you can reach out to Ayush @huddle01.com. That is AYUSH @huddle01.com. So this is it from my side. Thank you.
Thanks the presentation from Huddle. Here are some comments from YouTube. Susmit, your beard is very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
So since we have some minutes, let me ask some questions about this project. So first, you mentioned you Huddle it's goes beyond the limit of traditional video conferencing platforms like Zoom. But I think some of the users, they have very shitty devices, like very old type mobile phones or laptops. So will your solution go beyond the limit of shitty devices?
Yep. So we are actually targeting for the people for tier 3 to have a very good performance in meeting. So we want to optimize that they have a very good experience while independent of devices and independent of resources that they have right now. So there are a couple of ways that we can actually do that. So even on devices, it depends upon the browser version that are out there. So the browser might not be capable of doing that meeting. So which means you develop another application, or if you have your browser, you can directly do the meeting on the browser. So as I had mentioned before, we are very least computational intensive. So even a simple device. So we are actually trying to make this platform to even work on an Apple Watch itself or normal IoT devices. So suppose IoT devices want to communicate real time through other platforms. So it's completely possible. So we have 2 data channels out there. One data channel is for audio video packets only. The other channel is for data only. So wherein if you want to transfer any of your other data that is not related to audio video, you can completely do that.
Great, very impressive. So my last question will be, Zoom use their storage on cloud, and Huddle use its storage on IPFS and Filecoin. So what's your opinion of the difference between storage on cloud and storage on blockchain?
Yeah, so both of them have their own pros and cons. And we believe that Filecoin is the future. So right now, so suppose if someone wants an ease of integration and less UI UX problem or user experience, so S3 would be a good option. But provided you need to adhere to Amazon S3 policies or licenses that they have. So suppose you have given your data to Amazon. So at that point of time, Amazon can actually bring their license in force, right? So they can deprive you of your data or something, other things happen because they have all rights. You have signed those terms and conditions. But this is not the case with Filecoin protocol. So in Filecoin protocol, there are consensus algorithms. So there are two consensus algorithms that ensures that your data is being replicated and your data is being stored properly. And you can, since it's a protocol, you can retrieve at any point of time without anyone coming in any objection. So other thing is that you always have an option to select the miners, the type of miners, how miners is it pass, or you have that option flexibility, which might not be the case with Amazon S3. And plus, the best part is that you yourself can become the miner. So suppose if you if you have some storage space available, you just put that storage space on the protocol and you earn a crypto token for that. That is not actually possible with S3. If you provide your storage space to S3, they might not offer you anything, or there is no program to add your storage to S3. So that's the future. Plus, so it's a centralized infrastructure, Amazon S3, and this is a decentralized infrastructure. So it's a protocol itself. So you own the protocol. You people have the power in that protocol. So those are the difference. But no doubt, Filecoin would be the future. And even at right now, with the current market condition, Filecoin is way much cheaper than Amazon S3. The test that we have run, we found that Amazon, the Filecoin is much more cheaper option storage out there. And we would also be offering S3 cloud storage to our users also, but we would recommend Filecoin to them.
Thanks for the answer. So I think that's all for today's project demo. Thanks, Huddle. Thanks, Time Rose. You are very interesting projects, and I think the audience, because we're gonna make a video recap of this live project demo. So I hope more and more audience from a global dev community can see your projects, and you can raise your visibility among the world. So thanks, guys. I think that's all for today's demo. Let's see you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you for it.
Thank you. Thank you, DoraHacks.